What up, YouTube? T-Movies here. Now, with Halloween coming up, I decided today to do my top 10 favorite horror movie directors. Now, there's been some really awesome horror filmmakers that I really like, and most of these I also admire. If I ever, some of these horror directors are literally the reason why, if I ever become a filmmaker, I'll love to do horror, because horror is just the best. And lots of these directors, they've had some really success in the horror genre. So, with that being said, here's my top 10 favorite horror movie directors. Alright, coming in at number 10 will be a little controversial because lots of people do not like this director that much, but it is Rob Zombie. I really get a kick out of Rob Zombie's work. I mean, yeah, lots of films are usually the same and all that, but lots of his films are pretty bloody, gory, and uh, and not to mention, Rob Zombie also have worked with some really good actors, like whether you talk about Bill Moseley or even his real life wife Sherry Moon Zombie. I mean, he's pretty much put his wife in a lot of stuff, and I mean, yeah, Rob Zombie is best known for his music and all that, and his music is pretty good. But I really get a kick out of his films. I mean, the films he's directed included House of 10,000 Corpses, Devil's Rejects. He directed the remake of Halloween, Halloween 2. He did Dirty One. And not to mention, recently he just did Three from Hell. He's directed some pretty decent stuff in my opinion. So, yeah, I really get a kick out of Rob Zombie's work. Alright. Coming in at number 9, it is Clive Barker. Now, Clive Barker is also an author as well. I mean, he actually wrote the short stories of Candyman with Tony, and of course that got adapted with Tony Todd. But he directed the first Hellraiser. Now, and he also did Nightbreed. I mean, he doesn't really have that much of a big resume, but those Hellraiser and Nightbreed are awesome. And not to mention him as a writer on Candyman. Who doesn't love Candyman? I mean, Clive Barker is a really cool, talented filmmaker. I mean, kind of wish he did more and all, but hey, Hellraiser and Nightbreed, come on, what more can you ask for those films? Alright, coming in at number 8, it is Tom Holland. Now, not to be confused with the Spider-Man actor, this Tom Holland is a very different director. He's a director, obviously, but he of course directed the original Child's Play. He directed the original Fright Night. He did the horror film Dinner. And he has a new horror film that came to a DVD recently called Rock Paper Dead, which I still haven't seen. I kind of been wanting to see that, but haven't really had the chance to. I think this is an awesome director. Like, it's a shame that Tom Holland doesn't really do much anymore. But I mean, he pretty much gave us the world Chucky. Well, technically it was a writer who gave us Chucky, but he directed Child's Play, so still. But yeah, Tom Holland has an interesting resume. I mean, if you guys also never seen Dinner, Dinner is really good. And the original Fright Night 2, we don't talk about. And I kind of like the remake of Fright Night, by the way. But the original Fright Night with Child's Play actor Chris Sarandon is awesome. I mean, we're like this kid who ends up discovering that his neighbor is a vampire. One more key ask for that one. And yeah, I hope Tom Holland gets back behind the camera again, because it's been a while since he's directed anything. Alright, coming in at number 7, it is Sam Raimi. Now, Sam Raimi, of course, gave us the Evil Dead movies. He did Drag Me to Hell, which was okay. I didn't love it, but I mean, Sam Raimi, he gave us Evil Dead, which the Evil Dead movies are just awesome. The original Evil Dead's great, Evil Dead 2, of course, Army of Darkness, and not only directing, he's also produced some really good horror films. He recently produced that movie Crawl that just got released. He produced, what else did he produce? Oh wait, he produced Don't Breathe. I mean, he's a pretty solid filmmaker, and he's a solid producer. I mean, and it was just announced, of course, that Sam Raimi is going to be directing a new horror film that takes place on an island, which is supposed to be in the mix of Castaway and Misery. Cannot wait to see what he does with that. That sounds insane. And Sam Raimi, he's the man. So, I mean, crazy enough, this guy is also the same guy who gave us the Spider-Man trilogies and Oz Grand Powerful. So, So yeah, I mean, he goes from horror to doing superhero film. That's pretty cool right there. All right, coming in at number 6 for any fans of The Walking Dead, you guys got to pretty much got to get on your hands and knees to thank this guy. Number 6 is George A. Romero. Like if it wasn't for this guy, we would not have Walking Dead. We wouldn't have Fear the Walking Dead. I mean, he pretty much is like the godfather of everything zombies. You know, he gave us a classic Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead. He also gave us Creep Show. By the way, the TV show Creep Show is really good. I just want to try out there. He also gave us the original Crazies, the Dark Half, Diary of the Dead. I mean, George A. Romero is the man, and like his zombie resume is really stacked. I mean, this is the man who really gave us the zombie universe, and he did a great job with them. I mean, if you guys never seen the original Night of the Living Dead, you're missing out. Night of the Living Dead is a classic. I mean, yeah, coming to get you, brother. I mean, that's a real classic on its own. Oh, and also he did the Dark Half Martin. I mean, he also did non-zombie films too, but his best work are the zombie flicks. Alright, coming in at number 5 is, rest in peace, Mr. Tobe Hooper. Tobe Hooper he was the man. I mean, this is the guy who gave us Salem's Lot, the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He never really directed any of the sequels, which I kind of wish before he passed away, I kind of wish he gave us, we had one more Texas Chainsaw Massacre that he directed. Of course, he also did Life Force, The Mangler, Eaten Alive, Night Terrors, Toolbox Murders, The Funhouse, and the classic Poltergeist. I mean, Poltergeist still holds up today. I mean, I don't know if the effects will still resonate with the audience for today's standards, but Poltergeist is great. And Tobe Hooper, he went from doing a slasher horror film like Texas Chainsaw. I mean, this is the guy who gave us Leatherface. And he goes from that to directing a really great ghost movie like Poltergeist, which is a curse on its own, but that's topic for another. I'm ashamed Tobe Hooper passed away. I believe he passed away in 2015 or 6, I think it was. But he left behind a really interesting career. Alright, coming in at number 4, he's kind of more of a modern director, but he's still great. That is James Wan. I mean, talk about directors who went from horror to superheroes. Of course, James Wan gave us Aquaman not so long ago. I mean, James Wan, he gave us he pretty much gave us the original Saw. Technically, Lee Winnell did the script, but he directed it. So, he gave us the Conjuring universe, Insidious 1 and 2, Dead Silence. I mean, James Wan is... Anyway, James Wan is a really fabulous filmmaker. I mean, he doesn't, I believe only Saw is his only slasher film he's ever directed, but his, the Conjuring films have been pretty decent. Sad he's not returning for the third one, and not to mention, he has a new movie coming out next year called Malignant, which was just announced that will hit theaters in August of next year, so cannot wait to see. I still have no idea what Malignant is supposed to be about, but hey, James Wan's behind it, I'll definitely watch it. His underrated one is Dead Silence, though, with the puppet thing. Dead Silence with, I believe Donnie Wahlberg was in that. That was really good. Alright, coming in at number 3, it's the master of suspense himself, Alfred Hitchcock. I mean, he hasn't really directed much horror movies as you expect. He's directed more suspense film, like North by Northwest and stuff like that, but he directed probably one of his best movies as a horror, and that is the original Psycho. And he also gave us the classic Birds. I mean, just those 2 films alone are just iconic. Definitely, they're definitely Hitchcock's best work and all. I mean, it's a shame he never really directed many other horror-based films, but he did of course he directed I guess you could count Rear Window as a horror film, but that's more of a suspense thriller. So I never really. But yeah, Alfred Hitchcock, he was definitely the man. Alright. My number two favorite horror movie director of all time, it is John Carpenter. Now, he gave us probably one of the best horror icons there is. He gave us Michael Myers. I mean, he only directed, granted, he only directed the original Halloween, but if it wasn't for him, we probably wouldn't have Michael Myers. Then he also gave us other interesting stuff like he did the original Thing. He did the original of The Fog. He did a movie about Killer Carl called Christine. He gave us Prince of Darkness, Vampires. I mean, John Carpenter. He not only is he a great filmmaker, but his music is really iconic too. I mean, he of course did the music for sorry about that, guys. Anyway, yeah. Of course, he did the theme for Halloween. So he hasn't really directed anything lately, but he's been pretty popular with. He's still been involved with movies mainly with the music involved. He of course not so long ago did the music for the original Halloween, so that was pretty cool. I believe he's helping out with the new sequels. But John Carpenter, he's the man, and of course he also gave us other non-horror films like Escape of New York and all. But his horror films are still popular and iconic, and yeah, John Carpenter, he's hand down the man. Alright. Now, my number one favorite horror movie director of all time, he's pretty much in the thumbnail, so obviously this one was coming. The best horror director of all time, in my opinion, goes to Wes Craven. I mean, hands down, this director literally, he kind of, his films are the reason why I love horror. I just love Wes Craven's work. And I was really, sad when he passed away. But of course, Wes Craven gave us, films like the Scream franchise, he gave us Freddy. He introduced the world to Freddy Krueger with the original Nightmare on Elm Street. He did the original Hills Have Eyes. I quite like My Soldier's Take, by the way. I know lots of people probably say that's his worst film, but Soldier's Take was pretty decent. He also did Red Eyes, which I consider is more like a suspenseful film, not really a horror film. He also gave us the film version of Swamp Thing, Cursed with Christina Ricci. He gave us Shocker. I mean, Wes Craven gave us some really popular stuff, and of course, not so long ago, I did my top 10 favorite Wes Craven movies, and he was the man. I mean, I just really love his horror films to that, man. I still really own the Scream franchise. I still own Nightmare on Elm Street. Those are pretty much his best work. But he's directed some other good stuff, too, and his only non-actual horror film is that Music of the Heart film with Meryl Streep. That's actually the only non-suspenseful horror film he's ever done. But Wes Craven, he's still the man. I mean, yeah, if you guys never seen Wes Craven's films, give them a go. I mean, you'll be a horror fan. Stop with that. Anyway, yeah, Wes Craven he was the man. I mean, you're definitely a true horror. You're not really that much of a true horror fan if you haven't seen Wes Craven films, so. Alright, that's pretty much it. Let me do the quick rundown. 10, Rob Zombie. 9, Clive Barker. 8, Tom Holland. 7, Sam Raimi. 6, George A. Romero. 5, Toby Hooper. 4, James Wan. 3, Alfred Hitchcock. 2, John Carpenter. And 1, Wes Craven. Now he's directed loads of other stuff over the there has been loads of directed some great stuff over the years. Guillermo del Toro is a pretty good one, but he hasn't really he doesn't really have that big of a horror resume. I mean, can't wait to see his new movie Nightmare Cinema. But anyway, Jordan Peele is another great one. I mean, he gave us Get Out, Us. I mean, I still need to see another movie of his to really consider him be a top tier director, but he's getting up there. M. Night Shyamalan, I guess you could consider him. Let's see. Andy Muschietti, I mean, he gave us Mama and the It films. I'm kind of like an Ari Aster, but his films are way too odd. Jennifer Kent, who gave us The Babadook, is a good one. Tim Burns directs some horror films. William Friedkin, I mean, he only gave us The Exorcist, but The Exorcist is still a classic. Christopher Landon gave us the Happy Death Day films and one of the Paranormal Activity films, and he's a cool director. Mike Flanagan's a good one. Roger Corman. James Will, he gave us the Universal Monster films. Let's see. Jeremy Seliner is a pretty good one. F.W. Monroe, who gave us Nosferatu. Ty West is a good one. I mean, I could go list with, I probably could have done top 20 instead. But, anyway, let me leave you guys. Who are some of your favorite horror film directors? Drop a comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell for more notifications. This here is Team Movie signing off.